Hi, my name is Jana Bozeman. I am a Denver-based yoga instructor, and one of the populations that I really enjoy working is with those who have different things going on in their body that might preclude them from joining your typical kind of power through it vinyasa flow yoga class. So who am I talking about? I'm talking about individuals with paraplegia, MS, amputations, chronic pain in their bodies, perhaps older individuals who are just don't have the mobility that they used to, or that are experiencing balance issues, things of that nature. So really, this is open to a whole swath of people. But I'm going to just lead you through a nice, quick little sequence that you can do at home. We're going to do some flowing, some moving with the breath. So we're going to find that idea of vinyasa. Vinyasa is essentially connecting movement with breath in yoga, and it just has this beautiful feeling in the body. So we're going to do today's class in a chair. So if you are in a wheelchair, that is a great place to be. You can see that I'm just sitting on a standard folding chair. I got these at Costco. You can order these online. A little bit of padding, which is nice, just to give you a little bit of cushion. So I'm going to invite you to sit forward in your chair if that feels okay. So as we move into this practice, I want you to be really, really mindful of what's going on in your body, how you're feeling today. You might not be able to do everything, and that's okay. It's eventually going to come. So you can modify it. You can just watch some things. You might just want to watch the video first and sort of get a feel for whether or not this is something for you. Today, assuming that you can see that I have all of these props here, you need not have these. You can gather some of these things from your home. I'm not going to go into a long explanation of what everything is. I actually have a little blurb of that is posted, so you can check that out if you want to see kind of all of the tricks of the trade that I have here. But assuming that you do have blocks and blankets and some props at your disposal, I'm going to just show a couple options today. So first and foremost, if you don't have props, just want you to find a nice, comfortable seat, and you want to just peek down, see that your knees are landing over your ankles more or less. So I'm pretty tall. If you're a little bit shorter, you're going to notice that your feet kind of might hang, which isn't going to feel good. So a great little adjustment is to put a blanket underneath your feet. So that allows you to get those knees over the ankles, hips more in line with the knees as well. So you just feel nice and easy here. So that's a really great little adjustment that you can do. Now for some of us, it's actually hard to hold legs such as this. We don't have feeling, or there's mobility issues happening. So a nice little adjustment for that is to take a block and place it between your feet. So it's going the long way, and that's just giving you a little feedback, a little boundary. And if it is accessible to you, if you can feel that in your body, perhaps you are squeezing your feet into that block ever so gently. And then we're also going to take this yoga strap. So yoga straps have the buckle on the end, but you could use a scarf at home. You could use an actual belt. And what I'm going to do here, hardest part is getting set up, but it's worth it once you are. So I'm going to just strap my legs in. So this is really nice if your legs sort of naturally just turn out. Again, it's giving them a little boundary, a little structure, a little feedback. And you don't always need to practice like this, but sometimes it's fun to use these props. So you just find the place on the leg that feels good. And then as your legs naturally fall out, if that happens in your body, the strap just prevents them from going super wide. All right, so let's just place our hands on our thighs here. And before we get going, begin to roll those shoulders back. And I'm always amazed. I do this probably every day of my life, and I always get lots of cricks and sounds. So we carry a lot of tension in the neck and shoulders. So this is a good one to do throughout the day. Let's start to roll forward. Which always feels a little funny. And then roll back again. And then I want you to feel those shoulder blades Release down your back and just start to rock forward and back. So you're putting your brain down in your sit bones. So those bones that we're literally sitting on, and there may be feeling there may not, but energetically you can picture what that looks like. And I want these rocks forward and back to get a little smaller until it feels as though you have hit that center point. And as you root down there, even if it's more of an idea, start to stack your shoulders over your hips, sitting nice and tall, letting, again, those shoulder blades are releasing down. So the shoulders love to scrunch down around the ears. We're just releasing here. Good. And then we're just going to start to find a little cat-cow stretch here. So as you inhale, we're on the center of the sit bones now. As you inhale, you're going to arch in your lumbar. You start to press the shoulder heads back. The sternum comes slightly forward and up. And I'm going to give you the side view of what this looks like. So inhaling, arching, and you're inhaling through your nose here. And then we're also going to exhale through our nose. We start to rock to the back of the sit bones. We round in the thoracic. We try to let the neck go. Inhaling, arching. Exhaling, rounding in. Inhaling through your nose, find that arch. Exhale, round in. And then continue like this. And I just want you to find a pace. So you're moving with your breath. You might be moving at a different pace than I am. So you're really starting to pay attention to your body. What feels right today? And if you're newer to yoga, it's going to take some time to discover what that means, but be willing to make that journey. So really just paying attention to yourself here. Paying attention especially to your spine. So we're just doing this very gentle sequence of forward folding and back bending, and it feels really good. This is a great thing to do first thing when you wake up. You could do this seated in bed. Let's do a couple more rounds. Inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your nose. Let's inhale, come into the arch, and let's hold that. So let's get curious about that. So again, we're getting this nice curve in the lumbar. You don't want to go so far that introduces any sensation into your lower back that doesn't feel good. Shoulder heads pressed back. So getting this lift of the heart. There's this little back bend. And then elbows are kind of squeezing in towards your waist. That helps you to get that lift. Gaze is just slightly in front of you. And then as we exhale, we go in that opposite direction. So we get more rounding in the thoracic, the upper spine, where most of us tend to be a little bit tighter. You might even start to really tuck your chin towards your chest here. So you start to feel that intense stretch on the back of your neck. Good. Inhale. Come back up and then find that center of your sit bones again. So you're neither rounding nor arching. You're just sitting really tall. Shoulders stacking on top of hips. You can look down at your feet. Notice if you need to make any little adjustments here. So we're going to add on to this. We're going to start flowing a little more. We're going to move into some half sun salutes. And I do recommend some books or blocks by your side if you have them. And if you don't, no big deal. We can make shift. I'm going to go ahead and keep this block and this strap on my legs. If you want a little break from that, so sometimes it's nice to get that feedback, but then sometimes it's also very beneficial to see how our body feels when we're not using these props. So I leave that up to you. I'm enjoying it right now. So go ahead, root down into your sit bones. That might be an idea. That's fine. You can imagine that there's roots in the bottom of your feet stretching deep into the earth. And even if there isn't sensation for you in your body in regards to that, just the idea of being rooted should conjure up something for you. So this kind of presence and this gravity in the body. And as we root down, we start to get this beautiful lift. We start to create more space for our breath to move. And before we start to flow here, let's just play with that breath a little more. So again, inhaling through your nose, the air rushes past the back of your throat and it creates a sound. It's like ocean waves rolling in and out. And then you're also making that same sound, that same rush of air in the back of your throat as you exhale. It's even a little bit of that Darth Vader sound, if that resonates with you. It's October, so Halloween coming up. We can get in touch with our inner darkness. So this breath, it's beautiful. It does a couple of things, this Ujjayi breath, this victorious breath. Internally, it starts to build a little heat inside our bodies, which is beautiful as we begin to move. The other thing, though, that it does is that it really gives us this tangible sound, this thing to focus our attention on. So the brain loves to think, it loves to attach to sounds, look at things, we get pulled out. And we want to, when we're practicing our yoga, we're also practicing drawing inward. And it's challenging to do, but this breath is a tool that we have to help us get better at that. So let's just take a couple more rounds here. And of course, this can be really challenging. Sometimes you can get a little lightheaded. Most of us don't move through the day breathing really deep and steady like this. It's pretty shallow. So you can always take some recovery breaths, inhales and exhales through your mouth and mouth if you need to. But this does get easier. It's just like the poses, we get better at it as we practice. Okay, so from here, go ahead and release your arms by your side. And you can kind of let the arms turn outwards so the palms are spinning forward. We're getting some external rotation in those shoulders. Sitting tall here. As we inhale, we're going to stretch our arms up overhead, and we're going to hold this for a few breaths. So for many of us, we might have stuff going on in our arms. We might not be able to hold both hands up. So you be where you're at, and you be okay with that. If you need to take little breaks here, that is absolutely fine. Keep shoulder blades releasing down. Keep rooting into your sit bones. And as you inhale, feel that lengthening through the sides of your waist. So this is our mountain pose, our extended mountain pose. So harness that energy of a mountain. So you're feeling very steady and solid and majestic here. You might start to bring your gaze up. Maybe even press your hands together. And then we're going to start to come down into a forward fold. And I'm going to give you a couple options to get there. So some of us who have the core stability can take our arms out wide, and it's like you're just going to swan dive into a beautiful mountain lake. Fingertips can come to your blocks. You might be on the floor. You're letting the back of your neck go. So if that swan dive in isn't in the cards for you, and for many of us it's not, there's nothing wrong with that. Go ahead and release your hands down and then use them as you slide down your legs. So it gives you a little more stability. And then the same thing, just letting the back of your neck go. So this is our deep forward fold, Uttanasana. And we really want to let the back of the neck lengthen here. And it's hard to do. So all of those muscles in the neck, relative to what they're holding up, the brain, the skull, they're really tiny. And they take their job really seriously. So we're giving them a break, and it's hard to do. So maybe you're imagining that you have a little weight just tied to the center of your forehead that's helping to pull your head closer to the ground. Breathing through your nose, that inhale and that exhale, listening to that sound. It's a little more amplified when we're in this forward fold. So from here, we're going to come into our half forward fold. So this is where blocks are really wonderful. And you can play with the height. So you can have the blocks underneath your shoulders. You press into them and you start to extend forward through your chest. And again, I'm going to give you the little side profile here. So these sun salutes that we're doing, they're basically a series of forward folding and back bending, and they're beautiful for the spine. They're like a little more advanced than that cat-cow that we were doing. So as you can see, my gaze comes forward. I'm getting that stretch for the sides of the waist. I'm still anchoring into my sit bones. I'm pressing the shoulder heads back. So there's a little back bend, a little lift here. If you don't have blocks and you're a little tighter, pressing hands into thighs is really good. You could also, if you have another chair or a desk in front of you, you could do that too. So especially if these forward folds and these half forward folds are challenging in your body, give yourself more height and it's going to feel easier. Okay, so from here, we're going to come back into that forward fold. So again, you can release all the way down. You might have your hands on your blocks. And again, I'm going to just demo. So if this is a little harder for you for whatever reason, you can use your hands on your chair. What we're looking for is the release of the back of the neck. Couple of breaths. That inhale through your nose, that exhale through your nose. And you're paying attention to your body, the sensations that you're getting. This seems simple what we're doing. These forward folds can be so intense, especially if you're newer to moving your body this way. So be gentle with yourself, back out if you need to. But also know that it's okay to feel some sensation, to get a stretch. So from here, we roll back up. And we have a couple of options of doing that. If you have a yoga practice and you feel strong and can do that reverse swan dive up, you're welcome to do so. Or again, maybe you're using your hands for the assist. These are both really good. One is not better than the other. We stretch our arms up. And then as we exhale, a couple of options. Some people like to pull the hands down, heart center. I like going wide. I just like how that feels in my shoulder girdle. Sometimes I mix and match, so you can feel free to do that as well. So we're going to connect all of those movements with the breath. And I'm going to move nice and slow. I'm going to stretch this out. But if you feel like you want to go a little faster, you're welcome to do so. So as you exhale, release your arms by your side. Inhale, arms reach. Maybe you gaze up. And then however you want to come down here, as you exhale through your nose, you fold on in. Inhale, pressing hands into blocks. You might be on fingertips on the floor. You might have your hands on your thighs. Chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Exhaling, folding back in, really let the back of the neck go. And then inhale however you want to rise back up into your extended mountain pose. Exhaling, hands come together at your heart. So we're going to do a couple more. I'm going to cue you so you can learn this if you're new. Inhaling, reaching. Exhale through your nose. Fold in, nice and easy. Always being mindful to be very safe here. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward, squeeze elbows in, so a little back bend. As you exhale, you fold in here, and then inhaling, you make your way up, whatever that looks like. So lots of ways we can vary this. We don't need to get too locked in to it needing to look a certain way. More important that you're connecting with your breath, connecting with the movement, inhaling, reaching, and letting this feel really, really good. As you exhale, nice and graceful, you fold in, let the back of your neck get long, your head is heavy. Inhale, find that extension forward. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, press down into your feet. Arms reach up, gaze up. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. So let's do one more, and then we're going to just take a couple of rounds. I'm not going to cue you. We're going to move together with the breath. There's this real beautiful thing about flowing in the stillness, listening to our breath, listening to our body. Inhaling, you're lengthening forward into your Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Exhale into your full forward fold. Inhale, make your way back into your extended mountain pose. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Good. So you can follow along with me. If you know these, you just start to flow as you're ready. There is no rush. There's no hurry. You can't do these wrong. So again, modify as needed. If you want to add or subtract something, you're more than welcome to. So here we go. We've got 2 of these. Let these half sun salutes be this beautiful exploration of your body. We've all got different things going on. And as such, these poses are going to look different for all of us. They're going to feel different for all of us. But I want you to find that sweet space inside of you. I want you to notice what it is you need. And to honor that as you move into these. And then also, I just want you to enjoy how good it feels to flow with the breath like this. It has this very lovely, calming quality. Kind of helps to get us out of our heads. It's so important that we get those breaks. We think about so much. We worry about so much. It's part of being human. But it's nice to get a reprieve from all of that. So you're sitting here after you're done with your second round, and you're noticing how you're feeling. You might feel a little heat inside your body. You might feel like you're sitting a little taller. Your heart might be beating faster. So all of these things are going on. You might be feeling a little calmer, perhaps even a little happy. So let's just flow a little more. Release your arms by your side. We're going to get a nice lateral stretch here. So you're going to reach down through those right fingertips. As you inhale, you're going to take this left arm up and over. Exhale, release, reach through those fingertips. They reach towards the mat. Inhale, right arm comes up and over. Exhaling down. Good. Inhale, left arm reaches up and over. Exhale, release. Inhaling, right arm. Exhale, release down. And again, just start to move with that breath. That inhale through the nose helps you to find that length, lifts you up. As you exhale, you're getting rooted again. Feeling that sense of being grounded. Listening to that soft rush of air in the back of your throat. Let's do a couple more to each side. And then we're going to hold here, which always feels good too, and gives us an opportunity to get inside this pose, kind of check out what's going on. So holding here, again, you can really reach down through those right fingertips. Sometimes that helps us to release this shoulder blade. Even this arm that's lifted, you might want to kind of release the shoulder blade down your back. And then you can't see my palm here, but I'm spinning the eye of the elbow in towards my cheek. It's like my palm is going to spin behind me a little bit. So you're getting internal rotation. And then notice if your left sit bone is getting a little light. Imagine that somebody is gently pressing a hand down on that thigh, just helping you to ground and root. And then finally, we start to wrap these right ribs up towards the ceiling ever so slightly. And a few of us might even play with looking to the inner edge of that left arm, maybe even up at the fingertips. So that can be intense. It definitely strengthens the neck. Some days it doesn't feel good. So you're always checking in, making little adjustments so that you can be in the pose. Again, for some of us, it's hard to have our arms like this. So you just might be taking the lean. You can kind of press this left shoulder head back as you hold onto the hip. These are all good. Good. Let's take another deep inhale here. Exhale, release down. A sigh of relief in that arm. It's a lot of work to hold our arms up. It does build muscles. And then inhaling, stretching that right arm up and over. So lengthen through those left fingertips. But imagine that somebody is pressing on that right thigh, anchoring you to your mat. And then you're getting internal rotation. So you're spinning this outer arm towards inner arm. Inner arm is spinning in towards the cheek. So palm or eye of the elbow moves towards facing behind you. It doesn't have to get there. Inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your nose, starting to twist these left ribs up as you lengthen through that right side. Maybe you gaze up underneath that top arm. One more deep inhale. See if you can get a little longer on that right side. As you exhale, you release down. And we're just gonna place our hands on our thighs again. Sitting nice and tall, feeling those shoulder blades stacking over your sit bones, closing your eyes. And just taking a few quiet breaths here. Good, blinking your eyes open. Pile your palms in a pile on top of your heart. Send yourself love and gratitude. Send your body love and gratitude. No matter what is going on, it is a gift to be able to move, whatever that looks like. So enjoy that and soak it up and know that it just keeps growing as you continue to do this. I do have a weekly Zoom class, adaptive weekly Zoom class. So everything takes place in a chair. It's a beautiful community of people. You are welcome to join me. That happens in Denver on Mondays from 1:30 to 2:30. So that's Mountain Time. These are donation-based classes. So most people pay $5 to $10 if they can. If you can't, I would love for you to come and join anyway. It's a beautiful group of people. We move, we breathe together. So check that out. There's information in the notes below this video. Also, if you have things that you would like to see, little sequences or poses or questions about something that's going on with your body, shoot me an email. I love ideas for these little mini sessions, and all feedback is welcome. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you.